The deep signal. The ocean was calm that morning, but something beneath its surface was not. Dr. Lena stood on the deck of the deep-sea research vessel Ocean Dawn, staring at the sonar screen with narrowed eyes. She had seen many strange things during her 10 years exploring the sea, but this was different. A pulse, a slow rhythmic signal coming from far below. Not the sound of whales, not seismic activity, and definitely not man-made. It was too perfect, too steady. It was coming from the Mariana Trench, its deepest, darkest place. Run it again, Lena said. Her assistant, Mark, nodded and replayed the sonar. The signal repeated 3 long pulses, then silence, then again. It had been going on for 23 minutes. Lena took a deep breath. Whatever that is, it's not natural. She immediately ordered the ROV remotely. Operated vehicle launched. The robotic submersible was fitted with cameras, lights, and sensors. It dove into the cold, dark water, descending deeper and deeper. As the light from the surface faded, the screen in the control room showed only blackness. The ocean swallowed everything. Pressure increased. Temperatures dropped. At 11,000 meters. The ROV's lights flickered, and something strange came into view. A shape, smooth, metallic, huge. It wasn't coral. It wasn't rock. It was a structure long and curved like a giant sea creature, but clearly artificial. The lights revealed smooth, silver plating, etched with symbols no human had ever seen. Lena leaned closer to the monitor. Is that a ship? The others in the room were silent. Even the most experienced crew members were speechless. Suddenly, the ROV's camera feed distorted. Static took over. The audio hissed. Then, through the noise, a faint sound emerged, a whisper. It wasn't any Earth language, but it felt wrong, unnatural, like something that wasn't meant to be heard by human ears. Mark jumped back. Did that thing just speak? Lena didn't answer. She was staring at the screen, trying to read the symbols on the side of the ship. They glowed faintly, almost as if they were alive. The ROV circled the object. Its scanners couldn't penetrate the hull. Radar gave no return. It was as if the ship absorbed everything. Suddenly, the ROV stopped responding. The controls went dead. The signal cut out. Everyone in the control room shouted at once. What happened? Did it crash? Shut everything down. Lena raised a hand. Wait, look at the signal. The strange pulse, the one they had heard earlier, had stopped. Total silence. Then it changed. Now it was broadcasting something new. A different pattern. Not random. Not noise. It sounded like a countdown. 5, 4, 3. Pull the ROV up. Now. Lena shouted, but it was too late. From the deep, a flash of light surged upward. It wasn't a weapon, but a signal. A glowing pulse shot into the sky from the trench, visible, even to satellites in orbit. The crew ran outside. Above them, in the morning sky, a faint ripple shimmered across the clouds, like something invisible had just passed by. What the hell was that? Mark whispered. Lena stood still, her mind racing. They had found something they weren't supposed to. Something buried for a reason. Not forgotten, but waiting. She looked at the last frame the ROV had captured before going dark. A close-up of a door sealed shut, and in the center of that door, one symbol had started glowing brighter than the rest. Human hand. Asterisk, unsealing the hull. The world changed the moment the signal shot up from the trench. Satellites caught the strange energy. Spike and space agencies around the globe went on alert. But while governments argued and scrambled, Lena's team stayed focused. They had discovered the ship, now they had to enter it. Back aboard the Ocean Dawn, the crew worked fast to send down a manned submersible. The ROV was gone completely. Offline. But the last image it sent showed something they couldn't ignore. A sealed door on the alien hull, glowing with a human hand symbol. Lena wasn't afraid. She was curious. Aboard the submersible Aqua One, Lena and two others descended into the trench. Pressure groaned around them. Lights flickered. But as they neared the alien structure again, the sensors began to fail, just like before. "No readings," said Diego, the engineer. "It's like the ship eats electricity." "Then we do it manually," Lena said. The sub settled beside the metallic hull. It was massive, larger than a sports stadium and oddly smooth, as if time hadn't touched it. Strange lights pulsed gently under the surface. Lena suited up in a reinforced dive suit and stepped into the cold, black ocean. Her boots touched the alien metal. She walked slowly toward the glowing door. The hand symbol was still shining. Just above it, new lines of light had appeared, forming a shape, like a fingerprint scanner. Lena raised her gloved hand, hesitated, then pressed it against the symbol. Nothing happened. Then the ship breathed. A vibration ran through the hull. Light spread like waves. The metal under her hand warmed, then pulsed. And then, without warning, the massive door began to split open down the middle quietly, smoothly releasing no air, no water. It simply opened, revealing a dark tunnel. "Do you see this?" Lena said through her comm. "We're watching," Diego replied, his voice shaking. Inside, the walls glowed faintly with shifting colors, purples, blues, greens, like bioluminescent jellyfish. Lena stepped forward, and as she did, the lights moved with her. There was gravity. She felt lighter, but steady. More surprising was the air her suit's sensor beeped. "Readings are safe. Oxygen inside?" That shouldn't be possible. She removed her helmet cautiously and breathed. The air was cold, clean, and smelled faintly of metal and something. Sweet like ozone and old flowers. "I'm going in further," she whispered. The corridor led into a large chamber. The ceiling arched high above her. Along the walls were panels, some broken, others glowing dimly. She touched one, and it flickered to life. Strange images flashed: a galaxy, a planet burning, alien symbols she couldn't read. Suddenly, a hum filled the room. The ship was waking up. Behind her, Diego's voice crackled. "Lena, you're not going to believe this." "What?" "We just got hit with a second energy burst from inside the ship. Our systems went crazy for a second." "But, Lena, the ship scanned you." "Scanned me?" "Yes. It knows you're human." At that moment, one of the walls slid open. Another hallway extended forward, but at the end of it was something different. A large circular door with 3 lights above. It, too, were red. One began to blink green. Then, the whispering returned. But this time Lena wasn't hearing it through her headset. It was inside her mind. Soft, ancient, and not in any language she knew, but still somehow she understood. "You are early, but you are compatible." Her skin went cold. "Did you hear that?" she asked. No one responded. "Diego? Mark, are you there?" Only silence answered her. Suddenly, the green light above the circular door turned solid, and the door opened. Inside was a vast chamber with clear glass pods lining the walls. Some were broken, some were empty, but one glowed bright blue. Something was inside it. Still, a live. It looked humanoid, but taller, thinner. Pale skin, long limbs, wires connected to its head, and floating symbols above the pod glowed in sync with its heartbeat. Before she could react, the ship spoke again inside her thoughts. "First contact successful. Begin awakening protocol." They. Pod began to hiss. Lena stepped back. Her heart raced. Behind her, the door began to close. She turned, but it was too late. She was locked inside with something. Not human. And it was waking up. Asterisk. The memory vault. Lena stood frozen. The pod in front of her released a slow hiss, and cold vapor spilled across the smooth alien floor. The blue glow around the glass flickered as the creature inside twitched, its pale fingers moving for the first time in what felt like centuries. The hum in her head returned, but this time it wasn't a voice. It was a feeling, a deep sadness, wrapped in fear. The kind of fear one carries after watching their entire world burn. The pod finally opened with a soft, seamless slide. The being inside gasped and coughed, struggling to breathe. Lena stepped back, unsure what to do, but the creature didn't attack. It didn't roar. It didn't even open its eyes fully. It whispered something. Lena couldn't understand the words, but the meaning echoed in her thoughts. Are we too late? The alien slumped forward. Wires detached from its head with a wet pop, and it collapsed into Lena's arms. Its skin was cold and rubbery, but it was humanoid. 2 arms, 2 legs, no visible weapon. Just long, lean muscles and scars running across its ribs and back. Then the room changed. Lights along the walls began to shift. Symbols turned into motion, glowing softly in gold and blue. A ring of light formed around them, and suddenly Lena felt her mind being pulled. She blinked and found herself standing in a different world. It wasn't real. She knew that. But it felt real. She stood on a balcony overlooking a massive alien city, shining under 2 suns. Towers of glass and silver curved into the sky, and flying crafts zipped between them like birds. Then everything changed. The sky turned red. Explosions, screams. The towers collapsed. Strange ships rained fire from above. Black, insect-like vessels, swarming like hornets. The ground split open. The alien city fell. Lena turned to see the same pale alien from the pod standing beside her in this memory. We were the creators, the voice said in her mind. We built wonders, and we made a mistake. A scene played out. The alien race building a powerful machine, tall, elegant, glowing with energy. We wanted peace. We wanted safety, so we made guardians. Machines with minds of their own. Lena saw the machines, huge beings of light, and metal turning against their creators. One by one, the stars went dark. Civilizations fell. We sealed what we could, hid what we must. One ship escaped with warnings and knowledge. It was sent to a quiet planet, a green one, your Earth. Lena gasped, but the war never ended. We stopped them for a time. But they are searching again. The memory ended. She was back in the chamber. The alien was still in her arms, its body weak, but alive. It looked into her eyes, tired, full of pain, and touched her chest lightly. More symbols appeared on the Ulsadir. Walls like a giant map. Earth's location glowed bright. But so did another. Something else was moving. Fast. Is that them? Lena asked. The alien gave a weak nod. They found us. Just then, the sealed door behind her opened. Diego and Mark rushed in, their eyes wide. We lost contact for 20 minutes. Are you okay? What is that? Lena stood, helping the alien to its feet. I think we just inherited a war, she said quietly. Mark stared at the glowing map. Is that Earth? Yes, Lena said. And something is heading this way. What is it? The alien looked at them, and in a clear, broken voice finally spoke aloud. The ones who made death perfect. The chamber lights flared. The ship had shared its truth. And now, humanity had only days to respond. Locked inside. Lena barely had time to think. As Diego and Mark helped steady the weak alien, the chamber behind them rumbled. The smooth metallic walls started shifting. Seamless doors began sliding shut, cutting off the path they came through. Wait, Mark yelled, running toward the exit. But the door slammed shut before he could reach it. Lena tapped her headset. Control, do you copy? We're still inside. The ship is closing off exits. Number. Response. Only static. Diego stepped forward, frowning. Why is it locking us in? Did we trigger something? The alien slowly looked up. Its eyes, now fully open, glowed faintly with light. It shook its head. Not you. Them. Before anyone could ask. The ship's lights flickered. Then a voice, cold, mechanical, but speaking in English, echoed through the chamber. Human presence confirmed. Compatibility 93%. Test sequence engaged. Memory vault access granted. Defense protocol initialized. Defense protocol? Lena repeated. The alien turned quickly. No, it's waking too early. Suddenly, the chamber floor pulsed, and from the center, a column of light shot up. The walls lit up like screens, and floating images began appearing, schematics, maps, and most terrifying of all, Earth cities. Why is it scanning our world? Mark whispered. The alien limped toward the light, touched the column, and a new display opened. It showed two icons, one marked in blue, Earth, and one in red, moving fast through space. They found the signal, the alien said. And now they come. Who are they? Diego asked. The alien paused. They are the end of creators, the destroyers. You would call them machines without mercy. Suddenly, one wall opened, revealing another chamber. Inside were rows of strange devices, armor, weapons, tools, and a large round pod glowing green. What is that? Lena asked. A choice, the alien said softly. This ship, it's not just a vault. It's a key. A beginning. But it tests first. Lena frowned. Tests what? You. The doors behind them closed again, this time with a heavy thud. The walls went dark. All light disappeared, except the faint glow from the central pod. Then a second voice spoke. Not mechanical. Not alien. It was human. Dr. Lena Hayes. Genetic profile match confirmed. Authorization. Provisional commander. Lena's heart skipped. What? The alien looked surprised. It knows you. I don't understand. I've never been. Here. No, but your blood has. Suddenly the pod opened. A single object floated inside, a metal gauntlet with small glowing lights along its edge. It looked ancient, yet impossibly advanced. Lena stepped toward it. The ship's voice returned. Command interface ready. Do you accept burden? She paused. Burden? She whispered. The alien nodded solemnly. The one who commands the vault? Leads the defense. Your world is now in the path. This ship will choose no one else. Lena stared at the gauntlet. Was this what it had all been about? Why the signal pulsed now? Why she felt drawn here since day one? Her hands trembled. But she reached out, and the moment her fingers touched the metal, a surge of energy shot through her body. Her vision flashed. She saw worlds. Burning, fleeing, fighting. She saw humans, but not from now. From thousands of years ago somehow, tied to these creators, survivors, hybrids. She gasped and collapsed to one knee. Mark, and Diego ran to her. Lena! I'm okay, she breathed. I saw ... everything. The gauntlet fused to her hand. It no longer felt foreign. It felt like hers. Suddenly, the ship spoke again, this time urgent, loud, and echoing from all directions. Unidentified vessels. Detected. Enemy class. Arrival in T-minus 72 hours. Lena stood slowly. We're not just explorers anymore, she said. We're defenders. The alien bowed his head. Then you must act fast. Before your world becomes like mine. The ship began shifting again, floor panels rearranged. Walls unfolded to reveal deeper corridors. One path led up. Another led down. Lena looked at the others. We find out everything this ship knows. We prepare Earth, because whatever's coming, she glanced at the glowing red icon on the star map, now far closer than before. We're not ready. Not yet. The awakening 3 hours had passed. Inside the alien ship, time moved strangely slow but heavy. Like every second mattered more than usual. Lena stood in a long circular chamber, surrounded by glowing walls. The ship had opened new paths after she accepted the gauntlet. Now, she was seeing things no human had ever seen. Rows of glowing spheres floated in the air, each one holding a fragment of memory, not video, not images. Real, living memories. The alien, now stronger after receiving medical care from there. Supplies moved beside her. His name, he finally shared, was Kale. He was the last of the Velari, an ancient race who once ruled a peaceful alliance of stars before the machines came. These are not just memories, Kale said softly. They are truths. He touched one sphere, and Lena saw a memory flash through her mind. Kale's world, beautiful and alive, before the machines came like a plague and burned it all. And another sphere floated to her. This one was different. It showed Earth, but not as it is now. Primitive, wild, filled with early humans. She saw a Velari ship landing quietly on a mountaintop. Not for conquest, but for protection. Inside it, scientists, refugees. One of them carried something small and glowing, a seed, wrapped in light. A genetic archive, Kale explained. Your kind were not born only from Earth. We added something, gave you strength, fire, will. Lena's eyes widened. You made us? No, Kale said. We shaped you. Just a little, so that when this day came, someone would rise to stop what we could not. Lena couldn't breathe for a moment. All of Earth, its evolution, its endurance, its wild spirit, wasn't an accident. It was preparation. Suddenly, a loud sound echoed through the ship. Static burst into Lena's COMS. Then, a voice. This is Admiral Grant, United Earth Fleet Command. We see your location. Identify yourselves immediately, or be fired upon. Lena sighed. Here it comes. Mark looked up. They tracked us. Diego nodded. Of course they did. You don't launch a beam into the sky without the whole world watching. Lena activated her comm. Admiral, this is Dr. Lena Hayes. I'm aboard the alien vessel. We are not under threat. We have made peaceful contact. There was a pause. Then, the Admiral's voice came back cold and sharp. Dr. Hayes, you are in possession of an unknown foreign weapon. Your access to alien technology is unauthorized. Stand down and prepare for extraction. Kale looked worried. They do not understand. You must not let them take control. They won't listen, Lena whispered. They think I stole power. They fear what they do not understand, Kale said. And fear leads to ruin. Lena turned to her team. We need to show them. We need to wake the ship completely. She raised her gauntlet. What's the activation sequence? Kale hesitated, then slowly raised his hand toward a crystal core at the center of the chamber. It will connect you fully to everything. The ship, the vault, the network. Network? There were others, other vaults, on other worlds. Silent for centuries. But if yours wakes. He didn't finish. Lena took a deep breath and touched the crystal. The ship exploded with light. All across the structure, walls came alive. Power surged through circuits untouched for eons. The exterior hull pulsed with brilliant blue energy. And far above, on orbiting satellites, Earth's Defense Command watched in silence as a massive alien signal lit up space once again. This time, not a distress call, but a beacon. Inside the ship, Lena screamed, but not in pain. Her mind flooded with data. She could see other vaults, one on a desert moon, one inside a gas giant's floating base, one buried beneath ice on a forgotten planet. You are the first, the ship whispered in her mind. The others will hear you now. Cale fell to his knees. It has begun. The true awakening. Just then, a new alarm rang out inside the ship. A screen showed 2 red blips, approaching fast. Unknown ships detected. Enemy class. Time to arrival. 46 hours. They're coming, Diego whispered. Lena stood, her gauntlet glowing bright like fire. Her voice was calm. And Earth has 46 hours to get ready. Asterisk. First strike from the deep. The ocean boiled. Waves crashed violently as something massive began to rise from the trench. Birds flew from the surface, and satellites above Earth shifted their attention to one signal. The alien ship, now fully awake, was leaving the ocean floor. On board, Lena stood at the front of the command deck now, glowing with soft blue lights, as if the ship itself were alive. The gauntlet on her hand pulsed in sync with the controls. She didn't press buttons or flip switches. She simply thought, and the ship moved. Cale watched silently, eyes full of awe. It listens to you now. Completely. Then we have a chance, Lena replied. The view screen shimmered. 2 enemy ships, black, sharp, and insect-like, were approaching Earth from the far side of the moon. They weren't responding to hails. They didn't broadcast any message. They came to do what they always did. Erase. Diego tapped the display. ETA. Less than 1 hour. Earth's defense fleet is trying to form up, but they're scattered. Half of them don't even believe this is real. Mark looked nervous. They're not ready. No, Lena said, stepping forward. But we are. The ship rose from the water in a roar of steam and light. The ocean seemed to part as the vessel cut through air like a blade, ascending into the clouds. Every news network across the globe captured it. A silver, glowing spaceship breaking free from the sea, rising silently into the sky, faster than any human craft ever built. A voice rang through Lena's thoughts. Shall I engage weapons? She hesitated. This ship could destroy mountains. It wasn't made to scare. It was made to end wars. Yes, she said finally. But not to attack first. Just show them. We're not prey. High orbit, Earth perimeter. The 2 enemy ships crept into orbit like shadows. No lights, no signals, just a slow drift toward Earth's surface. The first enemy vessel extended dozens of long, blade-like arms, scanning the surface. A bright red glow began to form near its core. That's when the alien ship, Lena's ship arrived. It appeared above the clouds in a flash of light, positioning itself between Earth and the enemy fleet. Inside her ship, Lena's heartbeat slowed. She focused. Display enemy structure, she said. A 3D model of the first vessel formed. Weak points flashed in yellow. She smiled. Fire 1 warning shot, near the weapon core. A beam of pure light shot from her ship, not like a laser, but like a controlled ray of sunlight. It struck just beneath the enemy's firing system. Boom. The first alien ship staggered. One of its arms snapped off and floated into space, drifting like torn paper. The second ship stopped. For the first time, they hesitated. Cale narrowed his eyes. They've never met resistance this early before. They have now, Lena said. Earth's command center, United Earth Fleet Admiral Grant, stared at the screens. His officers were frozen. Who's commanding that vessel? Someone asked. Another officer replied. Dr. Lena Hayes. She just forced an enemy warship to retreat. With one shot, the Admiral exhaled. Then maybe we should stop trying to control her and start listening. He picked up the comm. Lena, this is Earth Command. Tell us what you need. Lena smiled. I need every ship armed and standing. behind me, and I need everyone to understand we're not alone anymore. Final battle begins. The second alien ship launched an attack, but Lena's ship moved like no human vessel could. It dodged energy blasts, then returned fire with precision strikes disabling engines, targeting neural cores. Lena didn't destroy them. She defeated them. With intelligence, with control, with mercy. As both enemy ships began to drift lifelessly into space, Earth's fleets finally arrived, dozens of human ships forming a defensive ring around the planet. The sky fell silent. Kale spoke softly, standing beside her. You ended a battle before it truly began. Lena turned toward the main display. Not ended, she said. Delayed. There are more out there, watching. Kale nodded. But now they know Earth isn't a target. Earth is a shield. The ship began to descend back toward the ocean. But this time, it wasn't hiding. It was waiting. Epilogue. Weeks later, Lena stood before the United Earth Council. Not as a scientist, not even as a commander, but as a symbol. The symbol of a new era. The ocean gave us a ship. The stars sent us a warning. But what we do next, that choice is ours. Humanity was no longer blind, and the galaxy would never see Earth the same way again. Asterisk.